What's the difference between trading, investing, speculation, or gambling? Well, honestly, this topic has been very much discussed as long as you have financial markets. But in reality, that truth is that those definitions are so subjective and so blurry that anyone can interpret them as they wish. Let me give you one context here. I think the first one who started to seriously define investing and other operations in financial market was no other than great Benjamin Graham in his famous work Intelligent Investor, which was written in 1949. There he separated investing and, at that time, speculation by saying something like, investing is operation based on thorough analysis which gives you safety of principal and adequate return, and any operation that doesn't meet these criteria would be called as speculation. So you can see that this definition is so vague that anyone could interpret that as they wish. Now, one of the more common approaches to define investing and everything else is to look at certain security and to see whether this security or venture would give you some sort of cash flow, whether it's in form of dividend payments, interests, or some sort of cash flow. If something gives you money back right away, it could be invested. It could be investing. If not, it's trading. But also, this definition is not entirely objective, because one of the greatest companies of recent decades, Berkshire Hathaway, they don't give you dividend payments at all, but I wouldn't consider that as a bad investment if you look at its share performance. And those who are saving for retirement in ETFs, I doubt that they are trading or gambling, but they also don't have that much of the dividend payments if you compare their real return. So this definition is not that objective at all. Also, the game of trading has become much more sophisticated in recent decades, and there has been so much resources and brain power that has invested there, that they have made some staggeringly good trading strategies which yielded phenomenal returns decade after decade. Let's just see the great James Simons with his Renaissance fund. I think it's called Renaissance Technologies, and his name of the fund is Medallion Fund. Correct me if I'm wrong here. But this guy's performance outbeats every real estate investor, every trader, and every ordinary investor by miles. And the amount of brain power that he has, I think it could beat NASA or every other scientific research center in the world. So here's something to think about: sophistication of trading. You know, those are no average retail traders with $500 accounts. They are like professors in math, geometry, physics, and whatnot. And yes, they are as smart and as rich as you could humanly get. And nevertheless, trading still has bad name. But still, what I'm saying here is that you don't have to follow definitions, because many people who try to follow those definitions actually fall into trap, and they are doing exactly what they are afraid of. For instance, many people are afraid that they could be called speculators or gamblers or traders, so they try to pretend to invest in seemingly smart or safe securities, such as conservative stocks or ETF funds or mutual funds. But in reality, they are just bad traders or actually gamblers. Why? Well, because they have heard some news and some hot story, and then they try to take action of that, and they are doing precisely the wrong things that they have to do as investors. Namely, they are bad traders while they are using seemingly conservative securities. And you could also get that into reverse. You could take the most speculative, the most riskier securities and do very, very, very conservative and smart things about them. Here is an extreme example. There are strategies which are called tail risk strategies that have been used by not top, but some of the hedge fund managers. And these strategies actually try to capitalize on rare market events, such as major crashes, which no one could foresee. Now, it works kind of simple if you understand how options work. Namely, many of these traders are buying deep out of the money options and wait when those options will be in the money, and they could get like 1 to 500, 1 to 10,000, not 1,000. I don't know, maybe 1 to 10,000 as well, but they could get several hundred or 1,000 times their money. So what would that mean? They will be having sustained consistent losses for even years, but once they make money, they make fortune. So I wouldn't call that risky strategy or reckless strategy. That specific strategy which could give you consistent small losses and huge rare gains. And that sounds pretty smart to me, you know. Other people might disagree, but this is my theory, you know. So what I'm trying to say here, that you don't have to pretend to be investor, trader, or gambler or whatnot. I'm saying you have to use financial markets as a tool, as a means for you to achieve your financial goals. And it doesn't matter how you are calling yourself, or for that matter, how others are defining you. That doesn't have to mean anything. You just simply have to follow your goals and find the best instruments that could achieve them. It might be currencies, it might be futures, it might be options, it might be stocks, it might be mutual funds, hedge funds, crypto for that matter. It does not matter. What matters is whether you are making money in the way you want to make it or not. That's first and foremost. And if you will be successful, people will tell you that you are successful speculator, successful gambler, successful trader or investor. And would it make a difference? No, it wouldn't, because you will be making money, and that's the key. So if this video made sense to you, make sure to follow me on all my social media and to look at my content in my links. So stay tuned till next video. Bye.